All right, so we're going to show you how to access a prior business day. And the reason for is a couple things. You might have a unresolved house account that shows up on your back end, which is going to mean that you have an open check from the previous day that wasn't closed out before your end of day happened. And that's always going to be that. So if you see that in reporting, you're going to want to go back into the previous day. But let's say a server put in the wrong tip. The credit card's already batched, but you want to change the credit card tip, but you don't want to refund the whole amount. We can do that as well. So we're going to go through how to access a previous business day, and this can be done with a manager functionality or given to a specific person role, again, because all of our permissions are role driven. So you're going to see at the bottom of the screen right here, you're going to see the business day, and you're going to see 10/30/22, which is the day that we're shooting this. And we are going to click on the little arrow, and what it's going to do is it's going to have a little calendar pop up. Now, if this calendar doesn't pop up, that means you don't have access to the previous business day. So you need to talk to your manager about having access to that, or have your manager do this. But let's say we're going to go back to the 29th because we want to make a change in a credit card that was closed out. So we're going to go on the 29th right here. We're going to click on the 29th. We're going to push done, and it's going to load the data. And now this is going to be the business day of the 29th. Now, from a manager standpoint, make sure that you remember that you are in the previous business day, and what I advise is log out and then log back in, because that will log you in on the previous day. But if you're a working manager and you're on shift, and then you start ringing in products and stuff like that on this day, you don't want to have to delete them and re-ring them. So just make sure when you're accessing any previous day, you want to close out that day immediately when you're done with the actions that you're looking to take care of. So we're in the 10/29 right now. We're going to go back to tabs, and the 5 unresolved house accounts that we had on ours are going to be checks 24, 26, 27, 28, 29. These are all checks that we did not have closed from the day before. This was some demos that we were doing. This isn't something that you guys, and I would hope that your practices wouldn't be this sloppy as far as making sure everybody's closed out, but this is good for tutorial purposes. So what we're going to do is we're going to close out these checks, and we're going to say, oh, you know what? These either were discounts, cash, credit card. If there's a credit card tied to it, we can run it. But for the sake of making this easy and quick, we're just going to cash all these checks out. And I know that what you're thinking, this is a previous business day. This is going to affect the numbers that we have. No problem, because we're going to resend the reports or rectify this for accounting purposes. So we're going in and we're making sure that all of the checks that we had opened are tendered in the way that they needed to be. We're cashing them out because it's the quickest, but maybe they needed to be discounted. Maybe they were comps. Maybe they were a couple different things. So what we're going to do is we're going to cash those out. And now those are all completed. So we have 0 open tabs, 0 pending tabs, 33 closed tabs, and 33 all tabs. That shows me now that we, on everyone, have all of our tabs closed, and now we can complete this transaction, because unfortunately right now we can't transfer this tab to the next day. We need to tender it or void it out at this point. We're working on it and very close to be able to just transfer it to the new day. So when we close this out, tender it, comp it, void it after we get done, what we want to do immediately is go to the triple dot more right here. And we're going to go to triple dot more, and we're going to look for resend reports. Simple resend reports button takes about, you'll see, 60, 70, 90... takes about 15 seconds, 20 seconds. And this is repopulating the report now in real time to send and to reflect the now house accounts that are closed out, and now that all of your reports are showing, or all of your checks are showing closed and complete. So that's going to be one function and one reason that we're going to do it. But now we're going to go to the tabs, and we're going to actually access a closed check. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for a check that has a credit card. So you can see that the ones that have cash under them, those are cash. But we want to make a test to, or a change to this credit card. Let's just say check 23. We're going to double click on it. And what it's going to do, it's going to give us the option to refund the check right here. You can refund the whole check. Maybe you ran it on the wrong card, whatever the case may be. No problem, because if you have the card on file, again, we can always rerun and always fix our mistake in that, right? But instead of refunding the whole check, this is our demo version. It's not going to show it, but this is going to have a adjust tip option, and this is going to be a management function only. So you as a manager are going to be able to click this button and go in and adjust the tip. So maybe they put in $100 and they meant to put in $10. You can go in, click this button, adjust the tip to $10, close it out, and then again, once you fix that, you're going to go to triple.more, resend your report again, and that's going to reflect the change that you've made. Now that $100 tip is $10 tip, you've changed it. Again, our process is all tied in, so you don't have to call over the phone, and that is actually done through the computer. That is a completed transaction that now will be good. You can also go back in and refund any transactions. Maybe you charged an extra beer on a tab that you shouldn't have. You can go back into the previous day as well, go to a tab, close tab. We can then open this check, refund the tab, take the items off that weren't, and then reauthorize the card if that might be the case. There's different reasons why you would want to access the previous previous business day. And then we can even reprint the credit card signature slips just so somebody maybe wanted a copy of that. So when we're done with that, remember that we're going to just sign out, log out, and then now when we go to log back in, it's going to now take us back to the 10:30 business day, and that's what we want.